From the Hagen Islands to the city-states of Eorzea to the distant land of Tyrell via the magic of podcasting, this is episode 57 of A Podcast Reborn, a show celebrating our journey in the past, present, and possible future of Final Fantasy XIV. This episode is being recorded on Sunday, July 28th, 2024. Following podcasts may contain mature language and spoilers for the entire MSQ of Dawn Trail up through 7.0. Sorry. If you haven't finished the 7.0 MSQ, I encourage you to please listen to this episode after you've done so. My name is Brian Black, otherwise known as Ro, and in about 36 hours from the time of this recording, I will be crafting item level 710 gear that will be selling for crazy amounts of gil. Savage Prog Raiders, you're welcome. Speaking of my co-hosts, let's welcome. I wasn't even speaking, I could be speaking about this co-host. First off, we have Resident Cat Mom, VTuber, Chaos Gremlin, Savage Raider, and a friend who I am happy is feeling much better than she was a little over a week ago. Hi, Megan.
Hello. It has not been my month.
No.
It's been bad. I will just say, COVID knocked me on my ass more than I realized, and one of my chronic conditions was exacerbated to the point where I spent 2 nights in the ICU, but I'm okay. So that was spicy. But it's okay. I wasn't in like life-threatening danger at any point, but they had to really closely monitor me the whole time. So
I've got to say, the acoustics within that bubble of yours right now is pretty good.
Oh, boy. I don't know why word lets me out of the house anymore, but good God. Just if you have a chronic condition, keep an eye on it. Don't assume it's fine, okay? Because it'll just crawl out of the woodwork and bite you in the ass when you least expect it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, I'm over COVID. I'm feeling pretty good. And then, no, it was bad.
I know someone who can definitely relate to that. Also with us, we have our old man machinist who I heard got frustrated the other day when he was playing Wordle and guessed the words grain, brain, and finally drain, only to run out of guesses and find out the word was actually train. Ouch. Hi, Brandon.
Who told you? Huh? Who snitched? That's what I want to know. There's only one person that could be, and she's upstairs right now, but let's not talk about that. Guys, it's a first. We're going to step away from FF14 specific dad jokes just for this episode. Maybe later ones, who knows? But this one is just too timely with what's going on in Paris right now. Did you guys hear they were considering making sunbathing an Olympic sport? Yeah, they opted not to. The highest award you can get is bronze.
Okay, that was fine. That was fine.
Hey, we got Olympic fever in this house. It just came up. What do you want from me?
That was fine. He warned me there would be a non-Final Fantasy 14 dad joke, and I'm like, I'll allow it. We'll see. It was fine. It was fine. All right. That's fine. But I expect a return to tradition at the end of the show.
Oh, don't worry. I've got you covered.
Oh, boy. Well, it has been, July is over. In fact, I think it's been, was it August or not August? It was June. Was it June 28th or 27th that early access started? I want to say it was 28th. So, but either way, it basically, give or take a day, it's been exactly 1 month since early access started. Game's been out for a few weeks. Rating is going on. Savage rating is happening now as of the time that you're listening to this. We're recording a couple days before that. And it's hard to believe that a month has gone by in some ways, and in other ways, I'm surprised that it's only been a month because I have played a lot of fucking Final Fantasy 14. I did not think that in the first month of the game, of the expansion being out, that I would have all my crafters at 100, that I'd have my mining and botanist at 100. I still haven't worked on fishing, which, I'm coming to realize is biting me in the ass because apparently the most expensive ether sand comes from fishing because no one likes to do fishing. Great.
I like to do fishing.
Well,
probably not endgame fishing, but I like ocean exploration.
Can I just point out the irony of you saying it was biting you in the ass?
Oh my god.
Yeah. What can I say? When it comes to fishing, I mean, I'll do it every once in a while, but it's definitely not something that I'm hooked on.
Yeah.
It is low hanging fruit. Or was
you might
it
even say it was
thing?
a line that was fed to you.
It was definitely a line that was fed to me. Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm making up for it. I'm making up for it. A podcast were born, the Troll 2 of Final Fantasy Tactics.
If the ICU couldn't take Megan out, our terrible jokes will.
They just might. So last episode, I started this whole conversation now, and normally I have notes and certain topics and subjects that we're going to go over. That this time, no, my notes are we're talking about Dawn Trail. But the only I'm going to start this out with the same way I started last episode. Now that I believe all three of us have completed the MSQ, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
What?
Huh?
I'm kidding.
I was going to say.
Too bad.
Right? Now, having played all the MSQ and just taking everything up through the MSQ, and I mean, you can add in the expert dungeons if you play them and such. How do you rate Dawn Trail right now? Just for yourself, I mean, rating things is always kind of weird, and it's definitely an opinion thing, and people are going to agree and disagree. But just for yourself, from 1 to 10. How do you rate this expansion, Megan?
I'd say a solid 7.
Okay.
It's not the greatest thing ever, but I had a lot of fun playing it. And I would just like to say that Yoshi P is a fucking liar because he told me I was going on summer vacation. And instead, and he was like, you should think about the death of your parents. I'm like, God damn it. He's like, yeah, fun, beach, tacos. Also, all life must end. Thanks, Yoshi. Life is ephemeral. That's what makes it special. I know that's what the entire last thing was about, my dude. We're good. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. Can I just say, I lost my dad coming up on 5 years now, and the whole section with fucking Ehrenfeld and his mom was difficult for me. Oh my god. And I'm supposed to just at the end we're all like, yeah, everything's great, and we're all singing a happy song, and I'm like, guys, what the I would really like to just, go one expansion without having to think about the ephemeral nature of life and how we carry those we lost inside. I know that. I got it. Okay? Okay? I think he's also like, haha, my player base is aging. Let's remind them of their own mortality. Okay.
So is it fair to say that Heritage Found and Solution 9 and stuff are cool, but so for you, I'm getting the message that Living Memory was kind of a buzzkill?
It was a feels trip that I did not have my permission slip for.
Okay, gotcha.
Look, it's good. It's good. Obviously, it affected me. I'm not doing great anyway already. I'm having my spicy month. I'm having a little bit of a menti bend, or what do they call it? A menti B, as the Gen Z says. And I came to this game for a little break. I want to know where okay. Also, I still think that the whole Solution 9 Soul situation is fucked up beyond comprehension. I like the fact that we haven't really put a stop to that. What the fuck? Dude, I feel like there's so many deeper questions beyond just yeah, let's not have the endless live forever. I'm like, okay, but what are all these other souls that are getting washed? Or the souls are getting washed, but the memories are getting reincarnated in the I have a lot of questions. I don't think they were really answered.
And then there's the ethical things and the Arcadion going on.
Yup.
Great Arcadion, great supply of new waifus, must say.
Oh, are you, man?
I still haven't done those, so that's something to look forward to. Thank you.
Probably,
Oh my
Brandon,
God.
probably the most waifu of all raid tiers.
Okay, good to know.
The thirstiest raid I have ever been in.
Absolutely.
I'm
Now,
like,
number 3. I mean, number 3, not so much, but man, 1, 2, and 4. Good God.
they had to like take a break, just to hit us extra hard with the last one. I'm just, and the music's great. And I would say even before they transform, they're very cute. But after they transform, that's hitting the monster fucker part. So I'm happy all around. Oh my God.
The sight of I'm going to affectionately call her Thunder Thighs does weird things to me.
Yes. Oh my God.
I already felt the latter half of Dawn Trail had a whole lot of waifus as it was. I don't remember going through, like, it seemed like every new quest I was sending a friend of mine screenshots going, well, who's this? How much time do we spend with her? Because new waifu, yes, please.
I will say
we still send each other fan art of Shale, for crying out loud. I love them.
The furries and the bronies are eating good this raid tier. But the first girl that you fight, I love her design outside of her monster form. I love her hair. I love her eyes. She's so cute.
Everyone wants her eyes for their character.
I know. They're so stunning. And it's like, she's like, oh yeah, my parents were Torelli. I'm like, where are eyes then? What? Are they implants? Are we cyberpunking it in this place?
Have you seen Solution 9? Of course we are.
Give me, please. I will go under the knife. I don't care. Give me that. But also, I want to draw you. Pictomans are coming in like, hello. I must paint my masterpiece, and only you will do as my model. Oh, anyway, sorry.
Draw me like one of your Eorzean girls.
I know, right? Oh, Lord. She's looking through my portfolio. She's like, wow, this is a lot of tits. I'm like, would you like to add yours?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
So that's, I just, complete tangent. Fucking horny bat me. Then move on.
All right. Brandon.
Yes.
For you, I'm actually a little surprised by Megan's number. For you, 1 to 10, where do you rate things?
Honestly, I had a lot of fun with this storyline, so I'm sticking with my answer from the last time we asked this and going with an 8. I really I don't see the problem that a lot of people seem to have with it. I, for one, enjoyed not being like, the focus must be entirely on me as I run around and try and save all of creation, up until the latter third of the storyline. But let's not talk about that. I don't know. I had fun just exploring a brand new place with, new world building and designs that we haven't seen from a lot of FF14 before, and just getting to enjoy, learning about this culture along with the person who's going to rule it, which is a bit weird, but hey, what are you going to do? Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I love the aesthetics of the later zones they've got going on. Solution 9 is probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen in FF14. Living Memory was, how do I describe it? It was cathartic, but at the same time, it was extremely, I don't want to say depressing because it wasn't quite to that level of sadness, but it was just, yeah, melancholy. That's a good way to put it. And like Megan, the whole Aaronville saying goodbye to his mother thing was hard for me because I lost my mom suddenly in 2012. So yeah, I've had a blast with this. I'm looking forward to doing a second playthrough with my Mikote alt, going through it as a Viper, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, I would give it overall, kind of in between you two. I'll say 7.5. And the thing is, I had finished it by the time we last talked about, but I'm kind of settling on 7.5 for my score. All in all, I thought it was fine. I enjoyed the journey. I'm finding that I'm having a lot of fun doing the whole crafting, guild making stuff, at its prime time. That's kind of an experience I've never really had. So I think that new experience is for me has kind of helped things along. Nothing has exactly blown me away. And I think the story is fine. There was one point in the story that if it had been written differently, I think I'd be giving this an 8 or an 8.5. But it's like that. It's one part that I found it unbelievable that my character as the Warrior of Light would have done what they did. And
you want to tell us what it is?
Yes. So, the death of Golo Jaja. When the attack is on the city, Zoraija comes, has a duel with his dad. And it's like, it's fine. You're having a duel with Golo Jaja wants to duel him. They're going to do it the seemingly honorable way and fight like that. And that's fine, whatever. And so everyone else, Scions and you, are kind of standing there watching it play out because, this is kind of a duel thing going on. And Zoraija falls. Things seem like, okay, game over and stuff like that. And then Zoraija taps into the Oversoul thing and gets back up and starts fighting again. I'm sorry, the minute Zoraija uses that technology to get back up, this is no longer an honorable duel. I'm in there backing up Golo Jaja. The fact that the fact that everyone just stood there and let the fight continue with Zoraija cheating, I can't get behind that. I think that
if that had been written like he got up and like immediately sniped him really fast before anybody could do anything,
sure,
better.
Or if it was a situation where, if it had been more of for the best analogy I can give is the scene would have been written better if it played out more like the end of A New Hope in Star Wars, where Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader are fighting, and Luke can see from a distance, but is too freaking far away to even interact or do anything. So he can watch, but there's nothing he can do about it. We were right there. We could have done something. You're talking about the people who punched depression in the face. Just let this guy die. I can't get behind that.
I would like to welcome you to my frustration being a primarily aiming DPS player. How many times in this game have I watched a villain walk away to go, wait a minute, I have a gun. I'm shooting you now.
Yeah.
I've just grown to accept it at this point.
It's the Phoenix Down cutscene problem, Like the story beats are going to happen how they're going to happen, and sometimes it's what is it the fancy term ludonarrative dissonance of like, wait, I have a game ability that would fix that. Shh, no, it's plot. Let it happen.
Yeah, but that's right. It could have
been
not
done
game
better.
Mechanic. It's like this was a story thing. It's like Zoraija was using the Oversoul thing, the technology and stuff that was explained later, and I get that like. Kind of the point of that is to like, oh wow, how did he do that? And then you find out more in Solution 9 and stuff like that. But it's like you saw it's like the device went off. I think it would have been played out better if the device if you didn't see the device go off, if he just got back up.
Yeah. That could have worked, or it could have worked with him like jumping up and moving too fast before you could figure out what's going on. Yeah. No,
do some Dragon Ball Z bullshit and just like shadow step and poof.
Yeah. And like, I do agree. Like we're trying to like plant what the fuck is that device and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, the fact that we clearly, I don't know, because it was also like, what the fuck is going on? Or did Golo Jaja say like, stay back or like, don't interfere? Or something like that.
At the onset.
I know, but if he had done that when Zoraija got back up, I think that would.
I don't think he did. No,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That didn't really bother me that much, but I think that's because I was like, okay, we're in plot rails. I understand,
right?
And like, this is not my scene.
It is a very anime thing. I guess. It irritates me more because my character was there. It's one of those things where like if it was a scene from an Echo and I'm watching this happen and I wasn't there, And it's like if my character came to find Glue Jaja dead, and then you have an echo vision and you see how the things played out and you see him get back up and then they fight again. It's like, well, at least I know what happened. I was able to get there. I just feel like the agency of, I feel like the Warrior of Light would have, at the point of that cheating going on, I feel like the Warrior of Light would have done something. I really do.
I think it's supposed to be that we don't understand what the hell it is, and we don't understand that it's cheating, and we don't understand even that he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like, he just went down and then he got back up, and we don't know what the fuck, and then he started glowing, and we're like, what? And then but also at the same time, it's kind of giving us a taste of our own medicine as player characters.
I mean, yeah, how many times has the Warrior of Light done some weird bullshit? Dynamist?
Or where, like, as a NPC, like a raid boss, like, I've killed you so many times, why won't you fucking die? And we're just like, rest me!
I believe Emmett Silk put it best. Damn you, damn your wretched blessing.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't bother me that much because, like, I still felt like an observer at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a family matter, and I want to look cool in front of Wickelman and Coda, so I'm gonna just stand back. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Lizards are fighting. Everybody's yelling.
I'm just so used to not having full access to what I am capable of for all of the jobs I have leveled available to me for most of the story beats, just because there's like Megan said, you've got to let the narrative play out as it's written. And if it tries to accommodate for too many things, then it's going to be nonsensical. I mean, for crying out loud, I've got Scholar leveled. I turned a Tonberry back into a Lalafell. I can probably use that same sort of, ether restoration to fix Y'shtola's eyes. But are they going to let me do that? No. I'm just used to it at this point.
Gotcha. But yeah, that's the one thing about the story that was the one thing about the story that kind of got me. Everything else was like I said, it was pretty much fine. It was the stuff to speak about the living memory stuff. It felt a little too soon to go back into that water, so to speak. I mean, I know it's a different experience from Ultima Thule, but the tone, I guess, it was a very familiar kind of tone, and it felt a little too soon to be returning to that.
Yeah, I agree. And I also feel like it didn't really fit with what was going on the other half. I feel like the two halves didn't cohese.
Well, they're two, it's like they're two story arcs.
Yeah.
For sure.
And like, I was having fun with the Turali storyline. I really thought how it was going to play out was not that they were going to have 2 non-servants, but that they were going to have 3 non-servants, and they would be like the brains, the heart, and the muscle, and they would all temper each other, and that they would like learn a lesson of like cooperation and whatever. But it just turned out they're all just the evil butthead, and I'm like, not thrilled with that. And it's also like, oh, he had too much pressure on him from his birth, so he's now completely unreasonable. I'm like, I don't know. I felt like he was pretty flat. And also the fact that he was such a dick to his... Where did that kid come from? Also, excuse me, sir. Who's you? Did you clone him? Is he a clone? I'm assuming he's a clone. He's got to be a clone. Like...
Yeah, probably.
God. And, like, I don't know. I felt like they made him such a dickhead. And it was like, it really felt like it went like 0 to 100. And it was like, oh yeah, the world needs to come under my heel so that we can finally have peace. And then he's like, nah, fuck it. I'm going to kill everyone. I'm like, what? What? Sir? Hello? This is Wendy's. Please calm the fuck down. Like, honestly, I did not like Zoralja's character arc. And I don't know. I like solving everything with the power of friendship. Why did we bring Alphino along if we're not going to solve everything with the power of friendship? And like, I wanted Lemity and Kona to like band together and show him that they love him as their brother, even though he's always had so much pressure on him and he's always been apart from them. You know, like, eh. But it was just like, he's done something super evil, and now I gotta kill him. And I'm like, okay, I guess we can do that. It's not as interesting, but all right. And like, I like that the Golden City was like a weird transdimensional thing. Like, I like it all in theory. It's just, I feel like Zoraljia was kind of the puzzle piece to get us from Terrell to Solution 9 and like to the Sphene story. And I don't think he really worked. I think he like turned out way too two-dimensional, and like there's it's like you start out with a ruthless character who has supposedly in his mind an altruistic goal, even though, you know, you look at it from anybody else's point of view and it's like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, nobody knows what war is, so they don't appreciate the peace. And then it's like, okay. And then he's like, nah, fuck it, we're gonna harvest them all for souls. It's like, what?
It's not a 1-for-1 exact copy by any stretch, but you know what it's a little reminiscent of, like just what you're describing to me. It's reminiscent of Garrosh at Hellscream's.
Oh god, it is!
Warlords of Draenor.
Fuck! Ow! The worst expansion! Oh my god. I watched the Warcraft movie the other night again with Ward. We were bored and we were like, hey, we haven't watched this in a few years. Man, I wish that thing got a franchise. It is a fucking mess. But don't get me wrong. It makes zero sense. Like, if you don't know Warcraft 1 story, there is no help for you in this thing. And like, but it was so pretty. And like, it was so entertaining to watch. And I'm like, man, why? It should have been a miniseries for fuck's sake. Although they do that now. I think that, like, Hollywood has finally realized that you can't make video game movies. There's just not enough time. Like, you got to do a series. And like, oh my god. Anyway, fucking yeah, Zoraljia is just a really weak villain, and like, I think it's also because we just don't spend any time with him, really. Like, we just see him doing evil machinations in the background. We don't interact with him very much, and especially after coming off of such strong villains that we like spent a lot of time getting to know. And I think that's kind of the weak point of the expansion. Like, it is Zoraljia.
I found it interesting when you get to the part in the trial where you're going to the Jiruk Peril, I'm pronouncing it wrong, the cooking part of the competition. And they pair people up. Before they announce partners, I'm like, oh, we're absolutely getting paired with Zoraljia. This is our time to find out a little more about what the hell makes this asshole tick. And there was a good opportunity there for that, and we got the boring matchup instead.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, Brandy. No offense to your machinist friend.
That's okay. It
was
the obvious story beat to take, mostly because I think what you wanted to happen with Zoraljia, we ended up having with Kona. Where it's like, okay, we get to explore more of his side and, you know, help him understand, okay, yeah, he's got a good perspective, even if it is just a little bit different from ours. You know,
I just feel
there's
like
middle ground to be had here.
If they had gone for the 3 Dawn Servant ending, this is logically where we would get to know Zoraljia. I just feel like we needed to get to know him at all. Like, we get that he's strong, we get that he has a creepy little friend, and we got that, like, he's ruthless, and we don't really know anything else about him. And it's weird, even for like really other archetypical villains that they've had, they've still given us a lot of character for them. You know, like even someone like Xenos, like we get to know his personality and we get to like hang out with him, and he has a motivation that like is consistent through the whole thing. And like an arc.
Speaking of that, I was disappointed. You get to the part where you're at the gate where you're at the whole thing to the Golden City and stuff like that, where Zoraljia is about to do the thing, and oh no, the meanwhile, and Cyrilja, his advisor, who gave off, and I have to I've been watching Jesse Cox play Dawn Trail. He's like going through the MSQ right now. So I'm taking some of the stuff from his stream, but I agree with it and resonate with it. Surreal Jaw gives Jafar vibes, right? And
Yes.
you feel like they're setting it up for there to be a turn, and you think that Surreal Jaw's that this is a misdirect, and Surreal Jaw's actually going to end up being the big bad. I thought that's totally where they were going, and then he just gets unceremoniously thrown off a bridge.
Yeah, it really feels like there was some.
He could have been like you talked about Surreal Jaw, the thing that connects you between one story arc and the other. Surreal Jaw could have done that.
Yeah, he could have been like, "Hey, sorry, he kicked me off a bridge, but I lived somehow, and he's doing some evil shit, and I feel bad now." Or
we haven't seen the body. He could be coming back in later content. That's the only thing I'm hoping for right now.
Yeah,
because Surreal Jaw talked about having plans, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, what was his plans for the Golden City? Like, he's like, big power rests there. I was like, okay, what was your plan for it? Like, was it anything different than what Zoralja did? And it's even like, God, I'm still not 100% like clear on what Zoralja even did. He offered Sphene souls, and she made him king. Was that the extent of it? Like,
I'm not exactly sure. Well, Sphene wanted to get souls, right? And where it doesn't make sense for me is if Zoralja had an army, like had other soldiers with him and stuff like that, it would make more sense with me. But Sphene provided the soldiers, so I'm just wondering what did Zoralja actually donate or give? Like where does
I guess he opened the gate and let her through to our world.
So she was entering it. So yeah, in exchange for opening the gate, then Sphene does that. I mean, like,
and he's like, "Yeah, make me king and give me an army, and then I get to take over my world, and I'll supply you with souls." It's like, I think initially he was like, "I'm going to give you half of the souls of the world," or something like that. That's the thing. Like, that's never clear, and like we never get a real. Zoralja really could have benefited from a fucking villain monologue, you know? Like, I would have loved to see his blue ass stomping around in his little cube platform telling me why he did this and what his plan is, and waha, you're too late, and like turning into a big giant guy.
His death monologue was kind of wishy-washy.
Yeah, it was. And he's like, "Oh, my son, I give you what I earned from the sweat of my brow." I'm like, "Bitch, you didn't earn shit. Are you kidding me? You opened a door, okay? You didn't even raise your own army."
Funny. It's funny that like, and again, it's like when we're critical of these parts in the story, I find it hilarious that the parts that we are like being critical on, and I think the story is fine. It's there are parts where it could have been better, but when you look at where people on Reddit and stuff are talking about the story, they tend to put more of their focus on Wook-Lamont, and I don't and like we talked about last episode, I don't think any of us really have a problem with Wook-Lamont.
No, I think it's a little bit of sexism. Just maybe. A little bit. I think that they didn't like Lise either. Like they don't like having like a female character being prominent for the expansion.
Exactly. I mean, Wook-Lamont's whole arc just reminded me so much of Lise, and I adore Lise, and I loved that whole thing where she basically spends an expansion growing as a person, learning what it means both to be someone who lived through the occupation of Alamigo and what it means to lead these people into a new future. Wook-Lamont has that exact same thing going on, and yeah, I mean, I thought that was a perfectly fine and fun arc. And I think it was even written better than Lisa's was, just because, you know, the writers have had a lot more time to, you know, learn how to do this story even better.
So I love a golden retriever character, and she's just so cute. And I think that the backlash against her is that she's not an anime waifu. Like she's not traditionally anime girl hot. You know what I mean? Like she's a big muscle mommy with a kitty face, and like, and a lot of
not anime.
No, that's not anime. If she was anime,
okay.
she would be a Mikote. She would have, you know, she would be soft and small and have big bouncy boobies, and like, you know, she would. You take the same personality, take the same story arc, put it on a hot Mikote girl. That so many more, like a lot of certain types of gamers, not all gamers, all right? Not all gamers, that's what I'm saying. If they can't fap to it, they don't like it. And especially if it's a female character and she's not giving them uber sex appeal, they're just like, what the fuck is this? I can't fap to this. And you know I'm right. Like, there is a controversy like every other fucking day of like, oh, they made Tifa's boobs smaller. Ah! Oh, Alloy has tiny vellus hairs on her face. Ah!
There's a listener to the show here who goes by B, and he gave me a tweet that I dropped in the Discord channel that I thought that was relevant to this, and it says, seeing people call Wooklamot a Mary Sue when the wall just spent 10 years being God's favorite child is so fucking funny. Like,
yes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, for these gamers, they are the Warrior of Light, and they are God's special child, and this world was made for them. So why not be able to fap to girl character?
God is dead.
Clearly, Square Enix went, whoa.
We killed them both.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, Jesus Christ. Look, women can exist that you don't want to fap to, and that's okay. Sometimes they're just people. Sometimes they're people in a position of power. Sometimes they're the main character. And you know what? Just let them have it every now and then. You get so many main characters. You get so many sexy anime babes in video games. Like, there's a shit ton in this very game. You don't even have to go to another game. You can be a sexy anime girl in this game, you know? But not everybody has to be one, all right? Dear God. Or become a furry, you know? Level up. Get your monster fucker on. And then you can fap to her, and then you'll feel better. Okay?
Stop go to the go to the Arcadion. It'll be fine.
Stop being a coward and fap to furries, all right? Calm down. Then you'll like Wooklamot. I promise you she is hot. If you just start looking at abs, start looking at you know, learn some things about yourself, all right? Do some self-discovery. And, you know, I believe in you.
Find the bees within.
Can we just start doing the warrior quest line? What? Oh my gosh.
Just, you know, expand your palette just a little bit. I believe in you.
Megan.
Yes.
Favorite part of the MSQ?
Oh God, that's hard.
For you?
God. I really liked hanging out with Kona and like trying to rescue Wooklamot. That was so fucking cute. Because I love a okay, Kona's a kudere. I know you don't know what that means. He tries to act cool, but he really cares underneath. And seeing him like freak out and yell and like panic was like, oh no, I'm now really enjoying this character. Oh dear. Like I thought I was gonna be like Wooklamot waifu all the way, and now I'm like, maybe I could be a sister wife.
Wait, both you and Brandon have a character that you agree is cool? What?
Oh my God, he's great. I also favorite moment of the entire expansion: fucking Vritra coming from the sky.
There it is.
Yeah, you know what? The Vritra, when the dragons fought back and stuff like that, that was probably the briefest but best part of the story for me. It's like, you see, motherfuckers, this may be a new story, but they remember. They fucking remember. And not only that, it's like that moment there, I mean, that's not just fan service and a callback to the stuff that you did in Endwalker, but that also sets a stage for some possible Marasidia shenanigans later on.
Love it.
Yeah, and it makes
also
sense.
just to tack onto that, when the cutscene like gets away from Vritra just wrecking those airships, shit, and then it cuts back to Kona, and he's sitting there, and there's a little baby Ashdaya just slapping there and giving this adorable little rawr.
Oh God, yeah,
I lost my
so
shit.
cute.
It was so cute.
I guess I have the thing for Big Brothers also. Vritra's big brother, Kona's big brother. Oh my God, just hearing him talk about Baby Llama T was so cute.
Oh yeah.
Imagine how fucking cute Baby Llama T was. Oh my God. It's like he just saw her and he was like, must protect. But yeah, I also just really like that they featured like a sibling relationship. And I mean, like, we've got the twins. We've had them for, ever. And I love their relationship too. I love Alize, best sister ever. Like, please give Alfie shit for the rest of his days. But it was cute to see like a really supportive sibling relationship too. So, they're no longer teenagers. When will they stop being teenagers? Let the elves grow. Oh my God. I will say, with the fucking graphics update, Alphino and Alize look like porcelain dolls. And I'm like, oh, they're too beautiful. Oh God. Oh, can't look at them. Oh Jesus. And like the fucking light is like occluding through their ears and making them glow pink. It's like, Jesus, fuck. Oh my God. Oh, I can't look at it. It's too pretty. I'm dying. And I can't imagine, like, if you're doing the MSQ now from the start, and, like, Alphino's gonna be that pretty when he was a little fucking jackass. I guess it'll make more sense then. You'll be like, nah, I get it.
Oh, you're a pretty boy, huh?
If I was rich and I looked like that, yeah, I'd be like, why not start a paramilitary group under my own command?
I'm struggling to comprehend the duality of uber pretty Alphino voiced by Sam Riegel.
Yeah, that's a bit strange. Oh my God. Well, me, I haven't had a chance to play with our friends for a while, but we were already through Heaven's Word.
Yeah.
So, but I feel they've logged in and they've been like farting around like doing random stuff, but I'm like, I cannot wait for us to get back to the MSQ for them to see fucking pretty boy Alphino. Now they're gonna be like, what the fuck? What happened?
What shop in Ishgard gave this kid a glow up?
Give me your skincare routine.
Have either of you like used the free Fantasia? Have you made new characters?
No,
not yet. I am deeply debating going cat mommy. I mean, I kind of gotta,
on your main.
Yeah, on my main. I'll pay for a Fantasia throwback later at some point. I have because I mostly just use it to raid. I don't do any RP. I've done a lot of random ass funsies Fantasias before. Like, oh God. In the last raid tier, our raid always has like
the Lalafell thing.
Yeah,
right?
we did Lalafell kindergarten. We were all in kindergarten costumes, and then our main tank was the teacher.
Yep. I remember.
Wow. I forgot about that. I made a female Hrothgar character on my my alt server that's on one of the new data center realms that's got the the road to 90 now buff going. Patterned her after a snow leopard because snow leopards are adorable. Other than that, no, I honestly forgot about the free Fantasia. I don't even know where you even go to get that.
It's a quest in Ul'dah, I think.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I've made the appearance and saved it. I haven't used it yet, but it's basically a Lisa Frank colored snow leopard.
Of course.
It's like white fur and then purple and blue hair spots and stuff. And I'm like, oh, it would be so cute running around with my paintbrush. I still haven't leveled another class because I'm afraid if I do that I will just slip into that instead of doing Pictomancer, because Pictomancer is hard, guys.
I messed around with it a couple days ago, just to get through the Shadowbringers caster role quest with it, just to see okay, how much of this can I play? Turns out very little, because you don't spend a whole lot of the caster role quest doing much of a way of fighting until you get to the last boss.
Yeah.
But once I got in there, I'm like, oh god, what do these buttons do?
Mild spoiler alert: the Dawn Trail role quests play very similarly.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have to do those. Shit. My God.
I've done 3 out of 5 of them, and I will just say they're giving me uncomfortably close to Hildebrand vibes.
Well, I like unlocked them, and I got that from the fucking Evil League of Evil.
Yeah.
They are the most ridiculous, somehow moderately effective villains that this game has seen since the Hildebrand quest line. And I'm like, not sure how I feel about this, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt until the unified role quest finale comes out.
Yeah. I'm just like, hey, I'm just like, if I level Summoner, I'm probably going to be like, you know what, guys? And I know that my raid team is also like, gee, sure would be nice if we had an extra resin here. And I'm like, I'm painting you a picture.
You know, I've got to say, I did the MSQ on Machinist. You know, I played it. It was fine, but I got Summoner to 90, and Summoner's still my main. I'm sorry, Brandon. It's not that Machinist is bad. It's of the 3 classes that I have played a lot of, I like Machinist more than Red Mage, but I still like Summoner more than Machinist. And part of it does have to do with the fact that it's just stupid easy. It really is. And now having that little extra thing where when I pop when Sunny B is out and about.
Can we please not make that a thing?
Oh, it's absolutely a thing. So
I hate it. I hate it so much.
When I summon Sunny B and I get to do an AoE heal, I'll tell you what, it gives me joy every time I'm in the Arcadion and I find an opportunity where, oh, hey, look, there's a raid-wide AoE. I have Sunny B out. I'm going to use my raid-wide heal and make things easier for the healers. I feel good about myself when I do that.
No, that's entirely fair. I've actually done a post on my blog about how I feel about Machinists, and in writing that, I came to realize there were a lot of issues I had with Machinists since it got redesigned that weren't really addressed, but the cool stuff they gave us was enough for me that I'm like, okay, I can overlook this, and I'm still going to make this my main. The Solar Bahamut is pretty, I guess, but it is a fundamental wrong way for what I wanted them to do with Summoner.
So, oh yeah, I do wish that I wish that we had Ramu and let's see, Ramu, Shiva. Yep, I do wish they would bring them into the rotation than just upgrade Bahamut yet again. But I will take what we've got right now.
It's a very pretty Bahamut model. It's just fundamentally so unimaginative, and in my mind, the wrong way to Summoner.
It is a very easy. It's a very easy change to Summoner, and what can I say? When it comes to enjoying this game, I will admit it. I like playing the simple stuff. So there you go.
See,
I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
The thing with Pictomancer is that, oh my god, it has some really long ass cast times. I'm like, I am not good at pre-planning things. The one thing I will really miss if I ever go off Picto is the fucking cha-cha paint slide. Because, oh my god, I need that. That thing saves my ass so many times. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, if I'm actually... Also, it's just... It's like it's a burst window class, which Machinist is also. Summoner to a degree. Like, you really gotta be hitting your things at the right time. And I'm fucking not. And I'm also eating shit constantly. My raid is like, I feel like the boomer lady in the back, like adjusting my spectacles, being like, children, what happened? I'm dead again. I don't know if I got Picto in me. And that makes me so sad. Because I love the class. I love the aesthetic. I love the everything. I can't use my brain meats for 2 things at once anymore. And also, I'm low on Megan points. I'm low on MP already.
Megan points.
Yeah, that's me and Ward have a joke. I'm Megan points. He's Howard points. So it's MP and HP.
Oh my gosh.
I'm already low on Megan points just in general. I'm still recovering. My poor fucking brain is soup. And I think I got a level summoner. I think I gotta do it. And also, like, our raid group we did all the trials, and we were running Zeralja to get me, like, all the accessories, because I was the only one that hadn't done it yet. And I was just, like, down on the floor so much, and I felt so bad, and I was like, this is not good. Like, maybe I can't pick two. But, yeah, I don't know.
You said Zeralja, that you were doing Zeralja Extreme?
Yeah.
Did you get wings?
No, we haven't even seen them. We've been running it like we got accessories for everybody, all accessories in our 8-man raid.
Mm-hmm.
And we've not seen it has not dropped once. At like, good lord, no. Yeah, I think they're a myth.
I know someone who got Valorgamanda wings.
Yeah, I know a couple of people who have Valagamonda's wings, or as they like to call them, Valley Girl.
Well, it's great.
I'm just like, stop it.
Oh Lord. Yeah. I also feel like Zeralja's music really boils my soup in my brain. It's just like it's fucking dubstep at one point, and I'm just, like my pupils are two different sizes, pulsing back and forth. I'm hypnotoading, trying to follow this fucking fight. Oh, the platforms, man! When it's like, yeah, now you got to think about where the sword is going to show up on this platform from the other platform, and you got to track which sides are all just going to fucking chippy chop. And I'm just like, please, somebody just Dorito on their head, because I can't. I literally can't. Oh,
it's chaotic God. Enough on normal for me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's there is a chance to fucking yeet yourself into oblivion in Savage, which is fun. Yeah. Which one time I wasn't paying attention, and the air pocket just spawned under me, and I just whoop straight into the stratosphere. And I'm just like, oh god, because I'm here like, okay, I gotta get all my muses ready, and I gotta paint my god, what are they called? The canvases. You fill up the canvases. Oh, that's the thing. Like even now, my soup is boiled.
The music on the final fight in Intrafos, that music's pretty fire.
It is great.
All the music is good. It's just like there's something about fucking dubstep that's just like punching me repeatedly in the brain.
Arcadion music also pretty solid.
Oh yeah. I love all of it. It's really.
I'm looking forward to hearing what comes in the Arcadion fights.
I will simply say, Brandon.
Yes.
I know that you usually don't mind spoiling yourself, but I encourage you to try not to look up or listen to the music from the second fight. Experience it when you go in the first time, experience it cold, and realize that song will be stuck in your head for the rest of the tier.
Oh, dear God in heaven.
And you will probably love it and hate it simultaneously.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm going to go watch a video of it as soon as we're done.
It's very, very catchy.
More or less catchy than the Titania fight music?
I'd say about on the same level.
I would say less personally.
In a very different way.
Yeah, it's different. Titania
it's different.
Is so manic.
Yeah.
I feel like Titania like bores into your brain like a fucking worm. Like just like it's oh my god. Now it's in my head again. God damn it. My god. Okay.
Is it going to become more or less iconic than Lahi?
Less. Okay. Lahi's still.
Lahi became so iconic because it fucking sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
You're just chilling out in the zone, and then you just hear Lahi. You're like, what the fuck was that? And then.
Not to mention Soken memed the heck out of it.
Yeah, that's true. But I also think that everybody remembers their first time hearing it when they're just, they're just questing, or they come out of the dramatic cutscene with like Emmett Selk, and they first get to the shadow or to the forest, and then they come out of it. It's just immediate Lahi. Oh, speaking of Lahi, the fucking have you guys done the extra dungeons?
Oh my lord, Brandon, have you?
I have. Nope, I have not.
Wow.
Spoilers, right? You don't care about spoilers, right? Ward
No,
made
I
sure I
don't.
was not spoiled for this, and I
My
love him so much for that.
God. We're not. Let me guess. You're not talking about Tender Valley. You're talking about the other one, right? The
No, I am
ghost
talking
one.
about. I'm talking about Tender. What happened in the ghost one was ghost.
The first. Okay, I'm sorry. The first boss of the ghost one in Living Memory. Holy fucking shit! One of the most annoying bosses I have ever seen
No,
in this game.
all of that fucking ghost dungeon sucks. Honestly, I did not like it. It was hard and not in a fun way. But the fucking Saboteur dungeon, when we got to the end and the last boss, I screed.
Well, now I have a good idea of what the boss is. Thanks.
Oh god, it's so cute. Ah, I love it. I was so happy about that. And like, yeah, and Ward was like, "You got to do that dungeon. I'll come with you, but we got to do that dungeon." And I was like, "Hey, I'll do it later." He's like, "Do it before you get spoiled." And I was like, "Spoiled?" And I was like, "Huh, okay." So we went, and I was just like, and like I was recognizing the architecture before we got in, and I was like, this is very similar."
Little advice for you, Brandon, when you go into Tender Valley, I think it's the first boss, don't overthink it too much. It's just circles and squares. Just think about circles and squares. That's it.
Okay, good to know.
Don't overthink it. If you overthink it, you will screw up.
I mean, I'm a classic screw up as it is, so I'll probably still mess it up.
That I died way too many times, and when someone explained to me, it's like, no, it's just pay attention to which ones are the circles and which ones are the squares, and you'll be fine. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, I just think fucking Cactar Sabotenders are the fucking funniest thing in the world, so I was happy all around. Their little weird backwards butts on the big ones. Oh my god, so stupid. I love it. I will say, there's like this aesthetic called like creepy cute, and it's one of my favorite things in the world. And I don't mean like, oh, it's like Hello Kitty with like bat wings on it. No, I mean like legitimately you look at it and you go, oh, but you're also like, oh, like a paisa. A paisa is a perfect example of creepy cute, where you're like, that.
Those things are not cute. They're just creepy.
They are so cute. Look at their little face. Look at their feet. And then they got little arms.
What about those birds with the giant beaks?
Which ones?
The one like not like a pelican beak, but like it just had the big ass. You know the one I'm talking about. They were like a thing in Shadowbringers. Oh my gosh, I'd have to show you a picture of it. There's a shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are cute. I don't know if they're creepy. They act creepy. They just stare at us. Otherwise,
they look creepy if you look at them.
But yeah.
Wait, did you say the shoe bills?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those things are creepy AF in real life. So
yeah, they are in real life. I will agree to that. But oh my god, yeah, they do like final. I feel like FF14 does creepy cute shit so well, and like Sabotenders are that way too a bit with their little creepy hollow faces, and but I love their little friggin' delete feet. And yeah, definitely, I would say Paisa is peak creepy cute. Like it has to be both creepy and cute. Like it can't just be one or the other.
I think the creepiness outweighs any cute in.
Just look at their fluffy little butts. Look at their little fluffy chests. Look at the one that's like I love the one I have on one of my characters who's a tailor got really high. She got a tailor Paisa. He's in a little like top hat and a little suit, and he follows her around. It's so cute. It's so creepy. It's horrible little arms.
I feel like that thing's just going to walk up and try to snap my neck with its perpetually dead expression. Yep. And I'm like, nope, you stay the hell away from me. I have a gun.
You just, you just give him snugs and hugs. And if he kills you, it'll be over quick.
No, thank you. I will give him snuggles and hugs with my air anchor.
He'll give you the gentlest end. Even Medion would say it.
Medion left Pisces on Earth for us if we ever just get tired of it.
Pisces are all the leftover Medion sisters.
Oh god, that just makes me love them more. Also, Sphene, apparently not a medion, but what the fuck? Totally sounds and looks like a medion. What the fuck?
Oh, I mean, because it's like an kind of a artificial intelligence mechanical memory representation. So yeah, there's kind of a bit of that, like,
I assume she's physically
soullessness
based
there.
on the real Queen Sphene. Her physical body looks exactly like Medion. She emotes and she has like poses and animations that are exactly like Medion. Her voice is Medion's voice. So I'm like, there's
I
no
don't think it's the
fucking
same
way.
voice actor.
No, it absolutely is.
You think it's I gotta look at the credits now.
Yeah, look at it. It's her. I swear to God. She's just not putting on like the little girl voice anymore. But I swear to God, it sounds just like her. It's too similar to not be related, but like apparently
Medion voice actor is Rosie Day.
Sphene is Sarah Ovens.
Yeah.
They sound exactly the same.
Yeah. People can sound the same, Megan.
Well, I'm saying that casting someone who sounded exactly like, maybe they couldn't get the other actors back, and they were like, we need a friggin' voice sound alike.
Apparently, Sarah Ovens did the voice of her, and on the gaming side of Ovens' career, notable roles include Kajera and Gitano in Arc Knights, as well as Zenkibu Tengu in Aether Gazer. I have no idea what the fuck those are.
Yeah, I don't have a clue what you just said.
They're like, I don't think that they're like those little shooter games that the kids play these days. There's like a bajillion of them.
Oh, mobile RPGs. Okay.
Yeah. A little.
They are mobile.
They come up and go, you got games on your phone? That's what they're after. And I'm like, I got Stardew Valley. They're like, what is this?
I got Wordle, motherfuckers.
They can't read.
I know.
Yeah, man. I swear to God, she has the exact same animations, and it's like the same base model. Like
that could just be a
it could
resource
be just
reuse.
Yeah, but like you do the same animations and everything. She looks exactly the fucking same. I'm just like, dude, if it's just recycling, then it's lazy. But if it's like a hint at something, then it's 3D, 4D chess. Like. I'll say I'm saying that they're hinting at something, and then later, if it comes to pass, I can be like, yeah. And then if nothing happens, we can all forget about it.
Oh no, we won't forget. We'll see.
I win either way. I win either way.
I think the last thing I'm going to mention, then, like one of the things that kind of just generally excites me, as kind of what about this and this and this is kind of like lore nerdy as I've been about some of the story elements and stuff like that. I do like how we now have a MacGuffin that is likely going to be the thing that gets us to go to other reflections much sooner than I anticipated.
I agree.
Or have other reflections come to us.
What do you think the connection to Asm is with the crystal? Because that was why Sphene couldn't use it, because it got a little Asm symbol over it, which means that we made it.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
You didn't?
I don't think I did either.
Okay. During the final battle, when you're using your little soul stones to summon your buddies, Queen Sphene's like, fuck you, I'm just gonna open the hole anyway. She brings out the time turner, that thing. And it gets a little orange circle with the dot on it. And then she's like, what? Oh no. And then she like puts it away. So we're affecting it with the soul stone.
Oh,
interesting. I missed that.
So
I need to go rewatch that, huh?
Yeah, this was either a tool Asm made or a tool Asm found, or maybe they made the like Amaratian looking hourglass that's around it to control it. Who knows? But it clearly has a connection to Asm, and that's very interesting. Was because that if it is connected to Asm, that was before there were shards. So, what the fuck was this for previously? And why can it do this now? So, questions for the future. Also, why is everyone at Solution 9 still wearing these fucking soul things on their heads? Dear God. Is it because
it's a cultural thing?
Yeah,
I know, and like they go into a little bit of talk about this too, about like there's some talk about like I know it must be weird it's always weird to outsiders and stuff like that, but this is just how our culture is. So that is kind of an interesting thing, and it comes up. That whole thing comes up in the Arcadion too, about like the ethics of like soul use and feral souls and all of that. I'm curious if they're going to do any more with that. I mean, outside of the Arcadion.
I feel like they gotta, because good lord, that is like some fucking psychological horror shit. Like,
well, I mean, if you think about it, they haven't really expanded on the entirety of what exactly does a soul consist of. Because one thing they talk about a lot of with like the live stream or whatever the hell it's called, the
they're scrubbing the memories from the souls. So
and
the memories,
and they're storing them, yes.
And they're storing the souls. The souls are completely blank slates. And then they load the soul back into your body and then load the memories back into it. I do not think that there would be a continuity of consciousness in that situation, because your soul is now gone and a new soul is being written with your memories. It's like having a twin sibling that suddenly gets rewritten with your memories, but you died. You're dead. So I think that the second lives or whatever that they get is a fucking lie. Like you reach oblivion, you return to a live stream, and like some other entity is now rocking around with your memories. And so like that might be a comfort to the people who love you, but I don't think that actually is like a source of immortality. I also think that it's just like what happens to the souls that were scrubbed, and like they're not. Oh,
well, you see, the souls that are scrubbed become nobodies, right? And
yeah, well, it's like it's so it's gross, and I hate it. It's like you're not returning the original soul to the body. You're stealing another person's soul, and you're writing over its memories, or you're like you already scrubbed all the memories out, and the memories are what goes.
Yeah, it's like what deprived of memory. What is a soul in this game's universe?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it just energy?
Is it just?
I mean, like, is it just like the powering of that accumulates someone's memories?
How I feel about it, I have no idea if this is accurate or not, is that your soul is your consciousness. It is like you inside. And so we see that like also with like how like Alize was temporary, or was using soul stuff to like fix tempering and stuff by like resetting it to how it was before you were tempered. And like my like soul and memory should never be separated until you return to the live stream. But I feel like the soul is like your mind, is like your consciousness is not your memories. Your memories are like data that is stored within your mind, but like your awareness, your consciousness is you. And I think that's what your soul is. And so like,
I mean, that may be very well how it works in, even if you want to get, religious about it in the real world or in even other video games. I think FF14 is basically saying that deprived of memory, a soul is just an empty husk of energy. Because I always found it horrifying to consider that when you return to the ethereal sea, it eventually washes your memories away. And I'm like, well, okay, if you're, if in this game setting you're deprived of your memories, then you cease to exist.
No, but that's what I mean. Without your memories, you can still exist. It's just like your consciousness continues to exist. You continue to be aware of things, and then you get put into a new body. And then you make new memories. And I feel like that always made sense to me, of like your consciousness, like, cause there are people like, let's say there's like a person, they get a head injury, they lose all their memories. Would you say that person is dead? Like, no, they're still alive. They're still conscious. They're still absorbing things. They're still experiencing life. They're making new memories. And I feel like that is not, I don't think your memories are you, if that makes sense. I think your memories definitely shape you, and they shape how you act, and they shape how you think and how you respond and everything, but it's not the very deepest essence of you. And so when you return to the ethereal sea, I feel like you get washed out. And I feel like that's also backed up because when people reincarnate, they seem to still have things that are very innate to them remanifest, like they seem to make similar choices. They seem to have similar interests, or they seem to still have some sort of essence to them that doesn't get washed away. And I feel like that, I mean, this is obviously a horrible experiment you can never do in real life. I kind of feel like if a human being in our world were to lose all their memories and have no idea and start over as a blank slate, that they probably would still have all the like neural pathways in their brain to like, they would probably end up very similar to how they used to be, unless they had a huge like intervention of somebody like, you know, nature versus nurture, someone like pushing them in a different direction. And that's the thing. Like, I don't, that's why I'm like, the memories are not the soul to me. And that obviously they split them apart, so they can't be the same thing. And so it just seems like, ugh, gross to me. I really, it rubs me the wrong way. And also, it's like, were the people in what's the golden place called even? They're not like really alive. And like, that's weird and fucked up.
The Endless?
Yeah, the Endless. Like, they're all like, well, how's Aaron Bell put it? They're like simulacra of just their memories walking around. And I'm like,
it's kind of like the Full Metal Alchemist with homunculi. Kinda.
I cannot answer that because I haven't seen it.
Well, the thing is,
because the homunculi aren't exactly the people they were before.
Yeah, but they're like a whole new different being. Whereas these are just they're just like light, you know, animating their memories as like basically a projection. It's like a solid hologram basically.
Yeah.
And like, that is a really interesting question of like, with like AI, and like, if something had all your memories and it could respond in a way that you would respond, is that you? Are you alive? I would argue no, personally, but it's like a really deep and thought-provoking question that I don't think we really went into very much. And also part
of it was real enough for Cryle.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's the only benefit I could see to having this would be for the people who had lost them to like get some closure, to ask them their questions, to, say, maybe even just say the last thing that you wanted to say to them. And just having them hanging out for like, and not interacting with, and like erasing them from the people who lost them. What the fuck? Like, why are you worrying them? Like, you're not giving anybody any reliefs or help or any, you're not leaving any, you're not even letting them feel the grief. Like,
well, it's so I understand. I agree with you. That's fucked up. But from like a story writing thing, it's basically, it was Spheen's way of trying to quote unquote preserve people's happiness and care about their happiness. She didn't want them to be sad. So when their loved ones pass away, it's a very kind of, and it kind of goes to the whole thing about like how this Spheen isn't actually the original Spheen. It's like a recreation of memories and stuff. It's a very computer way of trying to solve the problem. How do I keep people happy? Get rid of sadness by erasing.
That was the most fucked up thing about this whole situation, and especially in the I guess you don't care about spoilers, Brandon. In the raid, the sisters that you meet talk about how they lost they lost their parents, and then it was Nostalgia and her other sister, whose name I can't remember. We're talking about how they lost their mom and they lost all their memories of her, but they knew that had happened, so they took their head things off so that when their dad died, they wouldn't lose their memories of him. And it's like, clearly people would not choose this. And like, oh my God, you want to talk about real death? Real death is when you're remembered for the last time. Like, Jesus Christ, it's so horrible. I like, God, even at, it's just, I'm like, culture my ass, okay? It's a terrible culture. Dear God. And also,
I suspect a lot of the patch content is going to be about addressing this particular conundrum.
Oh my God, I want to just give them memories of their loved ones. Can we start there? Jesus Christ.
And for people who are wondering, where is the beach episode in the MSQ of Dawn Trail? I already know where this is going. The beach episode content of Dawn Trail, it's the Hildebrand quests. You want your beach episode content? Just wait for Hildebrand. You'll get it all.
Absolutely. Well, we already had like a beach episode of Hildebrand, but I'm ready for another one.
Oh yeah, it's coming. I think on that note, we're going to call it for this episode. There's still plenty to talk about and such. But do you think between now and next episode meeting, you'll probably be taking a dip into Savage?
Yes, definitely. We're planning to start this coming week. When everything goes up, pray for me. I'm probably gonna level up Summoner just in case. We'll see.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about that. Until then, Megan, where can people find you?
I'm Catbomb Megan on everything. You can find me on Twitter, on TikTok, on Blue Sky, on Tumblr, but most importantly on Twitch, where I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific. I've been reading out creepypasta stories. I have a whole little set for it. I don't know how much longer I'll be doing that. I was doing that mostly to give my brain a break, but unfortunately it did not give a break to my throat because reading out 40-minute long stories is painful. So I'm probably going to go back to playing The Quarry this coming Tuesday. So come watch me fuck up teenagers' lives and get them murdered. Pew, 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 finger guns.
That's great. I mean, who doesn't want to see someone fuck up teenagers' lives?
Oh my god.
It's QTEs, man. I'm doing my best. But well, the worst is a surprise QTE when I'm like, I'm like into the scene and then I'm like, oh fuck. And then they get shot in the face. And I'm like, no. So
I hate it when that happens.
It's a no reload playthrough. We're letting it ride. We're going fuck it, we ball. I've only had one permadeath so far, so yay. But it's a really entertaining game. Like I'm surprised by how much fun I'm having with it. It's by the same guys that did Until Dawn. It's like it's basically I'm watching a movie, occasionally making choices and fucking up QTEs. So yeah, coming out.
Awesome. Brandon, where can people find you between now and next time?
Most social media, I am the BMAT, THEBMATT. You can catch my writings about whatever goofy stuff I feel like talking about over at yourquestlog.wordpress.com. And you can catch me on a D&D podcast that Ro happens to be the DM for called Plus 5 to Hit. Yeah, stuff's getting crazy, and I think Doom may be soon upon us. We'll find out.
He usually talks about Ro trying to kill him, but and this time I think the party's just going to try to kill each other. I mean,
unfortunately, yeah, we most of us no longer trust each other because
shit's getting weird.
Yeah,
because shit's getting weird. You can find me. You can get in touch with me by emailing the show at apodcastreborn@gmail.com. Or you can check out the show on Twitter, on Blue Sky, at apodcastreborn. We are part of Bonus Roll Productions. You can go to bonusroll.gg, find us there, check out the shop, get some merch. Of course, any music that you hear on this show that's Final Fantasy derivative, including the wonderful music provided by Husky by the Geek, belongs to Square Enix. No copyright infringement is intended. I will include a link to Husky's YouTube channel in the show notes. That is going to do it for episode 57. We will talk to you soon for episode 58 in about a couple weeks. See how Savage Rating has turned out. See how many millions of gil I've made, and see if Brandon's finished up with the roll quest and such. So, until then, for Megan, for Brandon, and of course for Butterscotch and Bonbon, this is Brian Black. Until next time, may your loot rolls be high, your glamour fantastic, and your duties always complete. Brandon.
We've talked a lot about cat people this episode. We talked about cat moms. We talked about cat waifus. We talked about anime cat girls. But I have a question for you guys. What do you call a Makote child learning conjuring?
Learning what?
Conjuring.
I don't know.
That would be a first aid kit.
Yeah, good job. That's hilarious.
It got the Megan seal of approval. So. And that's all you really need.
Yep.
Goodbye, everybody.